Hello friends, happy Friday. Welcome to the last Valentine's Day card for this short little Valentine's Day card series. I'm using this image bundle from Rabbit Hole Designs. If you missed it, I posted a haul, I believe last week, and I shared this image. I'm going to be using a stamp from the other Rabbit Hole Design stamp set that I have for the sentiment on this card. But I colored this to resemble Rob and I. Of course, I don't have long hair. I'm not thin, and we don't dance, but close enough. So I'm using cool browns, 77, 74, 71 specifically. Rob's hair is, it's a bit more gray now than it used to be, but he still is a brunette. So I went ahead and added that. Fun fact, when he was in high school, he was actually a blonde. And if I can remember, I will see if I can find his senior picture and insert it for you guys because he was hot. I mean, he's still hot to me. But like I told him, I was like, if I was in high school with you, I would have chased you around because he was so good looking. So if you haven't seen me lately, I have dyed my hair red. If you guys have ever seen my baby pictures, you know that I had red hair as a kid. And I needed to cover some gray. And I thought, you know what? I haven't been red in a while. Let's go red. So I used some YRs to color the hair. YR 27, 24, and then 18. For the skin, I used just two colors, 33 and 21. And then 21 for a little bit of some rosy cheeks, because if they're dancing around, they're going to be going to have a little bit of rosiness. I kept the coloring pretty simple on this, especially on their skin, because there's not a lot of it showing. But there is some, of course, because they have faces and they have limbs. For her, she's barefoot and he's not. So I went ahead and just colored her legs using the same colors. And then I gave her a little pink dress. I am using paper from Queen & Company. You guys have seen me use this paper before. You can see the plaid on the left-hand side. I think it's called the Queen of Hearts. Is that what it's called? I actually don't remember. But that's where I pulled my colors from. So he's wearing gray slacks and a blue t-shirt and blue shoes, and she's wearing a pink dress and she's barefoot. So we go ahead and line up the die and get this ready to go through my die cutting machine. I have the Gemini Junior. I did have the regular Gemini, and I went ahead and sold that and switched it out for the Junior. The Mini is just too small. The Junior cut 6 by 9, I believe, and the regular one cuts like 8.5 by 11. So I'm using this scallop circle from, I believe this is from My Favorite Things, to cut out that pink pattern because I wanted them on an oval, and then I went ahead and cut them out. And then I'm going to bring in the pad of paper to see which patterns I think I want to go on this image. So this is Rob's Valentine's Day card. I don't remember if I said that. If I didn't, I apologize. My brain's a little broken. So I wasn't too worried about making it too fancy or too feminine because he doesn't care about stuff like that. He's just going to be excited that he's getting a card because I am a card maker who forgets to give her husband's cards on the regular. So he's going to be excited that he's actually getting a card from me, which makes me sound awful, but it's the truth. Sometimes I just forget. So here I'm trying to decide if I want, if the hearts are too busy on the background, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and keep it. So I cut this down to where it was just 4.5 by 6. And that's mainly because I'm going to go ahead and adhere these two patterns together and then cut them out using a stitched rectangle die. And I'm using the stitched dies from Pink and Maine. That's why it's pink. But yeah, so that's why I left this a little bit longer than I normally would. That way I'd have something to adhere this to, because you guys have seen me before cut it down to size and then not be able to tape the die to the paper to get it cut out. So again, I'm running that through my die cutting machine. I need new plates like nobody's business. So yeah. Okay, so I decided to bring in this piece of smoky slate. This is from Stampin' Up. I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4 inches. I'm leaving the inside without a white layer. Again, if this was going to be for somebody else, like if I was going to sell this card, speaking of, the link to my Etsy shop is down below. I probably would have put a white layer on the inside, but since this is for Rob, and I already knew I'd use like a blue or, a dark blue or something to write on the inside, I wasn't so concerned. It's mostly when the paper is a bit darker that I feel like you have to put a layer on the inside. And I know a lot of people like to, decorate the inside of their cards. I do that sometimes, but it's not something that I do all the time. So I'm using a white gel pen to cover up where I got outside the lines because that happens. And then this is the Scotch mounting foam that I'm cutting into small strips. So it'll go on their legs, on their arms, and then I'm just adding that to their bodies to make sure that there is enough to keep it attached. Rob and I both keep the cards that we give each other. I have a whole drawer of cards that he's given me over the 12 years of, it's almost been 12 years. April the 3rd will be 12 years that we met in person. We started talking in March of 2009 and met in person in April 3rd of 2009. So I can't believe it's been almost 12 years. It's crazy. So I brought in the sentiment from the other stamp set that says, "You are home to me." I just absolutely love that sentiment. And I stamped it using a blue from Gina K Designs. And then I'm using the smallest rectangle in that stack to cut it out. So it cut right, like the writing is right on the stitch line. And again, if this had been for somebody else, I probably wouldn't have done that. But again, it was just for Rob. So it didn't have to be perfect or fancy, but yeah. So once I get that attached, I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer because I have to. It's a Misty card. It has to have shimmer. But that's it. So that is it for the holiday card series, the Valentine's Day card series. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry that I didn't have 14 cards, but it is what it is. I am starting to feel a bit better. There you can see my burn. I've stopped covering it because I feel like it's starting to heal. But yeah, so I will see you guys Monday for another video for Scrappy Tales design team. And then I may finish out the month of February doing more love anniversary wedding cards, or we may move on to birthday cards. I haven't decided. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. I'll see you next week for some more cards. Bye for now.